I understand the quarterback played horrible. I understand this entire team played horrible. But things need to be said here. It's time to draw a line in the sand. Because honestly, like, you're talking one bad game post-bye week, and Eagles are writing this team off. Sorry, the fans are writing this team off, and A.J. Brown's a diva, and no one can have an opinion. No one can be pissed off after a game. So this is, don't know how I'm going to do this. Hate me, love me, whatever. This has to be said. So here we go.
A killer buried, but not dead.
Darren, we better turn around. Because I've seen enough horror movies to know any weirdo wearing a mask is never friendly.
I've tried making this video a couple times already because I'm really trying to pick my words carefully when it comes to Eagle fans, because this, and trust me, I get it. This quarterback played horrible. This whole entire team played horrible. They haven't played this bad since Tampa Bay, okay? But post-bye week, they have been a great football team. This is the first game where the Eagles defense struggled, okay? On top of finding the news, okay, that the Eagles did clinch a playoff spot, which is great. So one thing done, get that out of the way. Eagles are going to be in the playoffs regardless. Next, you win next week, you win the division, and boom. And then you figure out the first seed if the Eagles even have a chance at that point. So I think it was the Seattle Seahawks game against the Arizona Cardinals. The Arizona Cardinals lost, I guess. I think that was what it was. Eagles clinch a playoff spot. Great, fantastic. 7 out of 8 times they've been in the playoffs, and you know, rightfully so. They deserve it, and we need to see what we're doing going forward, okay? Even after this game, I mean, I don't know what you expect these players to act like, or, you know, it's like Eagle fans like censoring the players. Like, those players aren't allowed to speak their opinion on things. Okay. A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, there was probably a couple times in the game where they showed them talking to each other on the sideline, frustrated as hell. I mean, they both didn't even have 100 yards combined. I mean, both of them didn't even hit over 50 yards. Okay. 108 yards for Jalen Hurts in the passing game. Okay. A.J. Brown didn't look happy, and I'm fine with that. As much as, I mean, at least for me, they're taking it seriously. They're not in the locker room celebrating, because I think a lot of Eagle fans are looking at the team, the Carolina Panthers, that have nothing. When there are teams out there that have nothing to lose and they're not making the playoffs, they're going to give every good team their best shot. These teams that have the lesser records, that are not playoff bound, are out here to mess up the seeding. They're out here to mess up every team's dream of getting into the playoffs. And if you're already in the playoffs, kind of messing up the seeding a little bit. That's what those teams are there for, and that's what they do. So Carolina fought us tough. I think the Eagles definitely overlooked this game. And Carolina, the last couple of weeks, have played well. They went to overtime with Tampa. They lost by 3 against KC. They have been playing a little bit better. Okay, look what happened last night a couple of nights ago. Look what happened with the Rams and the Bills. Eagles beat the Rams, but, you know, of course, the league is going to be glazing over Josh Allen with 3 passing touchdowns, 3 rushing touchdowns, glazing. But guess what he didn't do in that game? He didn't win. That's what I'm saying. Because the league always entertains the flashy plays. Jalen Hurts can literally do minimum to nothing in a game and still win a football game, okay? I understand these first quarters. Eagles have only scored 17 points in the first quarter all season. And yeah, I think it has finally caught up to us. A.J. Brown gets into the locker room, and someone asks him, what do the Eagles need to improve on? He said the passing. People were saying he threw Hurts under the bus. I mean, Hurts said post-game there's no synchronization to this offense. No shit, obviously, okay? But now we're going to revert back as Eagle fans to now, like what? How are they supposed to? They didn't play a great game. I mean, I wouldn't be happy about this going back to the locker room. I mean, I mean, Jordan Mailata was pissed off. A.J. Brown was pissed off. Everybody was not feeling great. Yeah, a win is a win. A win is a win at the end of the day. That game that we won against the Carolina Panthers, that reminded me of every game we won last season in 23. That was every game. Every game. Besides the refs helping us out, not helping us out last season. The Eagles won a lot of ugly games. This Eagles offense didn't have one dominating performance. No 30-plus score game last season. They were horrible last year. I fell for it. I thought better things were going to happen. As soon as they got out of that San Francisco game, they lost. They had no sense of urgency. They had no grit. They had no attitude. They had nothing. This season, way different. Now coming out of this Panthers game, A.J. Brown's a diva. Cooper DeJean's got exposed. It's players aren't going to be shut down every single game. And this was a team loss. This wasn't the defense balled out. I don't care if they held them to 16 points. They didn't play well. Jalen Hurts was eyeing receivers for too long, not passing at the right times, not trusting his arm. I don't think the offensive line played well either. There was early pressures where, the one that Hurts slid 8 yards behind the line to scrimmage. He's out of the tackle box. He can't throw. There was no receiver near him. If he turns over the ball, he gets shit. If he doesn't turn over the ball, he gets shit. So which one is it? When are we going to find that medium here? And trust me, as a content creator, okay, or whatever you call me, whatever the fuck it is, okay, for me, I nitpick over every little thing. And trust me, Hurts was horrible in this game. Horrible. But does this identify the rest of their season? No. But if this game bleeds into the Pittsburgh game and then Washington, then we could start to worry, and then we can start to say, what the hell happened? Because going on week 14 into week 15, this was the exact same moment of the season last season where the downfall began. Okay, if the Eagles win next week against Pittsburgh, not only do they break their record in 10 straight wins in a season, but they clinch the NFC East. The division is ours. Okay, I don't blame people for being upset, but to write the team off and then just trashing every player, look, I get it. When players deserve to be trashed, then they should be deserving of to be trashed. I get it. I've done it before in the past. But this is one game. It's not like the offense played well and the defense played better. Everybody played bad. Okay? And yeah, receivers are going to get annoyed because I don't know what the Eagles would do without Saquon Barkley, honestly. I really wouldn't. And I don't say the run game was, he still had a great game. Broke Shady's, season record in rushing, which is fantastic. Okay, 1,602. I don't know how many yards he has as of right now. Without Saquon Barkley, that first half, like besides the Devontae or whatever, the touchdown they had at the end of the second half, there's just some really bad football. The passing game was just horrible. Even down and distance type plays. Hurts, I don't know. Hurts could throw diagonal. Hurts could throw on the flat. When it comes to throwing forward, man, that guy is just, I don't know. It's just he can't read sometimes. He struggled in this game. Totally struggled. But I don't think he's going to play like this every single game. So I think there was like a 3rd and 2, and he audibled into from a run to a pass. I don't know why. Why is he audibling like from a run to a pass? I don't get it. When you get like 2nd and 2, and you revert it to a pass and an audible or whatever, like I don't get all of that. There's just little things that just make no sense to me. So I feel everybody's pain, but it's got to take more than one game. Last year when they lost against the 49ers, when they got bullied in pregame, and it literally took Big Dom to get kicked out of a game for the Eagles to have some life in that game. That was our funeral, that game. I said, if they play like this against the Cowboys, they're done. It's over. I have no faith. They have to fire somebody. I have no faith in this team at all. And people didn't like that. And guess what? They lost the next game. The only game they won after that was against the Giants. They lost every other game, and they had an early playoff berth and still had time to fix things. This is another year of me saying the same thing. Right now, going into week 15, with a playoff berth already there, clinching that, what is the one thing the Eagles have right now that's on their side? They have time on their side to get things right. Okay, unfortunately, these first quarters, the Eagles have only scored 17 points in the first quarter all year, which is, I think, the worst in the league, or second to worst. I don't even know what it is. It's finally caught up to us. That needs to stop. The philosophy to this offense, I think, really needs to change. I think when the Eagles go up-tempo and we actually run the football first and get passing plays off of that, I feel like there's more juice with the offense. I feel like Hurts is way better in that situation than putting really the game on his shoulders, just dropping him back, and there's just nothing going on. You know what I mean? So he's not throwing. He's literally not throwing. He's not completing basic passes on time that any quarterback should complete. Off of once there's a break of a route, as soon as the receiver breaks on a curl, like before it even happens, that ball should already be coming his way. Whether it's Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown, I forgot who it was on that play. But threw it so damn late, it got deflected. Like the guy was sitting at the end of the route for 2.5 seconds, and Hurts was just taking too long. Eyeing Devontae Smith on that one throw. Miscommunication. And like I said, protection wasn't great either. But that's not an excuse. Quarterback played horrible. Coaching staff, I don't know. I think this is more of an execution type game. But not only did it mess up the offense, the defense didn't play any better in this game. Missed tackles. The edge rusher is a main concern. They didn't play well. They didn't contain the outside. I mean, you sacked Bryce. You sacked Bryce Young like one fucking time in this game. They should have did more damage to that team. And Adam Thielen was like the only receiver doing anything. Hubbard had 60-something yards in the first half, and I don't know what he had in the second half, but he ran the crap out of us. He tired us the hell out. Zach Bond and Jalen Carter, I think, and Chauncey, I would say half the game, were the only three good players. I thought Slay did pretty good in this game, but unfortunately, he got burnt on some plays. He got nicked up a couple times. He was walking weird one time. He got hit, and then he got hit in the stomach. And then that last drive, he really had some good, a nice deflection, a nice coverage on Leggett down the right sideline. Obviously, the big fourth down plays. So players showed up. But this is a team loss. I have no issue with A.J. Brown saying this after a game. It's not throwing. It's Hurts knows the passing game needs to be fixed. The coaching staff knows the passing game needs to be fixed. A.J. Brown, it's not like he's saying, the quarterback needs to figure out what, then if he said that, then I can understand. But as a collective group, I think Hurts and A.J. Brown can come together and say, yeah, the passing game really sucks right now. It's obvious that we're not throwing those players are not throwing anybody under the bus at all. Even like, and then on top of bad play, because you have injuries in your defense, especially Reed Blankenship, Christian McCollum looked absolutely fucking horrible in this game. He had 3 missed tackles. He dropped a pick in this game, and he looked horrible. You know what I mean? So you're missing Reed. You're missing some players here or there. Guys, will be coming back soon. Bryce Huff, not like it's anything exciting, any of these returning guys coming back. Missing Goddard for the offense. Calcaterra played good. Jake Elliott, this is a whole nother question too. Okay. Jake hasn't made a field goal over 50 yards, I think this year. 53 yards, something like that. I mean, he looks bad. At the Rams game, he looked horrible. The Ravens game looked great. And then reverted back to, he came in, he missed a field goal, missed an extra point. Thank God there was a penalty on the extra point. On the field goal, sorry. No, it was an extra point. Sorry, it was an extra point. Where the Eagles went for 2, scored with Saquon Barkley. So you have some time on your hands before you need to make a decision. I don't care how much he's making. I don't care. Kickers' careers go like this. You have 2 really bad games as a kicker, boom, you're off a roster. That's how fast it is. I don't know how close the Eagles are ready to do that, but I would give this one more game with Jake. And if he starts missing stuff left and right for a third game, then I think they need to scare him a little bit. I think they need to bring somebody in and work somebody out and really startle him to say, "Oh shit, my job is not safe. I need to get my shit together." Not sign anybody immediately, but just put some fear into his eyes a little bit that potentially he could be out of a job and work somebody else out or something like that. You know what I mean? So I think that's what they should do with this Jake Elliott situation. Um, between the Bills game against the Rams, the glazing, and Hurts is just not flashy enough for the league, and that's fine. But Hurts can win a Super Bowl with this team. Hurts, some of these executions, and I think it's a philosophy standpoint with this offense, and I think it's how they use this quarterback and how this quarterback is trying to execute in games, not trusting himself. Because he was horrible. I mean, I don't know why people are dumping on me, and like I agree that this quarterback was absolutely horrible. So I don't want to make this a long video, but this is where I'm at with this whole entire situation. If this goes into the Pittsburgh game, if this goes into the Washington game, like yeah, then there's issues. Then we have to panic after that. This goes into next week, then we have to panic, 100%. Usually, when the Eagles have a really bad first quarter, they tighten up pretty damn well. But as of recent, this first quarter has lingered into the second quarter. I think in this game, I think in 2.5 quarters, they didn't play well. Besides scoring in the second half, the end of the first half. I don't think they were still on point going into that third quarter. You know what I mean? So I don't think it's a right to say to write this team off. I think you can't write them off after one game. After one game. Because every other good team out there has played bad. I guess the Lions almost losing to the Bears on Thanksgiving. I guess, doesn't matter, right? It's only the Eagles that do it. Hurts didn't throw four. If Hurts threw 4 or 5 picks in a game and still win the game, would he get respect? No. If the Eagles kicked 4 field goals and threw a Hail Mary and won the game, would Hurts still get respect? No. And trust me, usually I am on this quarterback. Usually I am nitpicking everything. And I have done that. And they didn't play well. But this is one game post-bye. It is hard winning every week. It is hard for a team to win like this every single week. 9 straight games is not – a lot of teams can't do that. So that's it. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. If you haven't checked out the Philly Shakedown merch, definitely check it out. We have hoodies, we have t-shirts, women's t-shirts, youth, crew neck sweatshirts, all that great stuff. Make sure to check it out. For the big holiday sale, everything is on sale. If you buy 2 pieces of merch, you get 10% off. You buy 3, you get 15% off. If you buy 4, you get 20% off. Buying 4 shirts for the price of 3. So pretty much if you buy 4, you're getting pretty much a 4th for free, whether it's a hoodie, whether it's a t-shirt, something like that. And if you spend $150 or more, it's free shipping. So definitely check out the sale. Link is in the description below for all that great stuff. Appreciate all the support. And, I was going to say one more thing, but you know what? I'm going to hold off on it. I'm going to wait another day or two, and maybe we'll talk about it. So other than that, you guys have a fantastic day. And, you could like what I just said, hate it. It is what it is. I mean, I can't win. I can't win anybody over. But I think, respectfully, we need to see what happens against Pittsburgh. This is a big game next week. If this bleeds into that Pittsburgh game, then, yeah, we have some things to talk about. Because I'm not fully convinced that these first quarters are going to be fixed. And this philosophy to the offense has got to change. I don't think it runs through A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith anymore. I think it runs through Saquon Barkley. And I think that's where they really have to change things. 100%. All right. Guys, enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see you guys at the next one. Check some up. Follow us. Peace out, guys. Peace.